Welcome to Numismatic Vault, the channel where coins aren't just spare change, they're hidden treasures waiting to be found. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable state quarters. Some of these coins are worth far more than you'd ever imagine, and the best part, they could be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. So get ready, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your change in a whole new way. Top 1 today. We're going to travel back to the year 2000 and focus on one of the most iconic coins in the United States State Quarters program, the Massachusetts State Quarter. At first glance, this coin may just look like another quarter, but trust me, certain examples of this piece are worth a fortune. And by the end of this video, I'll reveal exactly how much one of these rare coins has been valued at. It's a jaw-dropping number that will surprise you. Let's begin with the story behind the coin. The State Quarters program was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999 and quickly became the most successful coin program in American history. Each year, 5 new state quarters were released, honoring the unique history, culture, and symbols of every state in the nation. In the year 2000, Massachusetts became the 6th state to be honored, and its design has since become one of the most recognizable and collectible in the entire series. On the reverse side of the Massachusetts quarter, the design is bold and symbolic. At the center, you see the famous Minuteman statue, standing tall with his musket in hand. This figure is based on the statue at the Minuteman National Historical Park in Concord, Massachusetts, which commemorates the local militia who bravely fought in the American Revolution. Behind the Minuteman, there's an outline of the state of Massachusetts, making the design instantly recognizable. The inscriptions read, Massachusetts, the Bay State, and of course, the year of minting, 2000. The choice of the Minuteman wasn't random. Massachusetts has deep roots in the story of American independence, and this coin pays tribute to the courage, sacrifice, and determination of those early patriots. On the obverse side, the coin carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a constant across all the state quarters. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so important to collectors. While millions of Massachusetts quarters were minted for circulation, the real value comes from rarity and condition. Circulated coins that have been passed around in change are usually only worth their face value, 25 cents. But when a coin is preserved in mint state condition, meaning it has sharp details, no scratches, and a brilliant luster, it immediately becomes more desirable. Collectors are willing to pay significant premiums for coins in pristine condition, but there's more. The Massachusetts quarter also has a few fascinating varieties and minting errors that set certain examples apart from the rest. For example, some coins display striking issues like double dies, where parts of the design, such as the lettering, numbers, or even parts of the Minuteman, appear doubled due to a mistake during the die creation process. These doubling errors are instantly noticeable to the trained eye and can dramatically increase the coin's value. There have also been reports of off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned with the blank planchet. Instead of a perfectly centered Minuteman and state outline, you may see the design shifted off to one side, leaving part of the coin blank. These off-center strikes are rare and highly collectible because each one is unique. Another fascinating feature lies in coins that were struck on the wrong metal planchets. Occasionally, a quarter might have been accidentally struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, such as a nickel or dime. When these errors occur, they create a one-of-a-kind coin that collectors scramble to add to their collections. The Massachusetts quarter is also interesting because it was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with billions of coins made. But among all these, error coins and uncirculated specimens stand out as the real treasures. The popularity of the Massachusetts quarter among collectors is also boosted by its symbolism. The Minuteman represents bravery, resilience, and the fight for freedom, values that resonate deeply with American history lovers and coin collectors alike. This combination of historic symbolism, wide circulation, and rare minting errors has made the Massachusetts quarter one of the standout pieces in the state quarters program. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value reveal. While an ordinary Massachusetts quarter from 2000 is worth only a quarter, some rare examples have been sold for staggering sums. A mint state specimen with a dramatic error variety can completely transform this coin from pocket change into a collector's dream. And here's the number you've been waiting for, one of the rarest and most valuable examples of the Massachusetts State Quarter from 2000 has been sold for an incredible $82,000, yes, $82,000 for a single 25-cent piece. Imagine finding something like that tucked away in your old coin jar or hidden at the bottom of a drawer. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Every coin has a story, and sometimes, it has a hidden fortune attached. So, the next time you come across a Massachusetts quarter, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Look closely at the details, check for doubling, off-center strikes, or anything unusual. You might be holding a small piece of history that's also worth more than you ever imagined. Top 2. We're diving into the story of one of the most beautiful and historically rich coins in the United States State Quarters program, the North Carolina State Quarter from 2001. At first glance, it may look like just another quarter you've seen hundreds of times in your pocket change, but hidden among these coins are rare and valuable treasures that collectors are willing to pay astonishing amounts of money for. Stick with me until the end, because I'll reveal just how much one of these rare North Carolina quarters has sold for, and the number will absolutely amaze you. Let's start with the background. The United States Mint launched the State Quarters program in 1999, and it quickly became one of the most successful coin programs in history. Every state was given the opportunity to design a quarter that represented its unique heritage, history, and culture. In 2001, North Carolina's turn arrived, and what a design it brought to the series. On the reverse side of the North Carolina quarter, you'll find an image that captures one of the most important moments in American, and even world, history, the Wright brothers' first successful powered flight. The design shows the Wright Flyer lifting off the ground at Kitty Hawk in 1903, with Orville Wright piloting the plane while Wilbur runs alongside. Above the image, you'll see the words, "First Flight," reminding us all that this incredible achievement happened right in North Carolina. The obverse side, like all state quarters, features the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. But it's the reverse that truly makes this coin stand out, telling a story of innovation, courage, and progress. Now, let's talk about rarity and collector appeal. The North Carolina quarter was produced in large numbers. Over 1 billion coins were minted between the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. That's a massive mintage, which means finding a regular circulated example in your pocket change isn't unusual at all. However, condition and errors are where things get interesting. When it comes to coin collecting, the condition of a coin makes all the difference. Most North Carolina quarters that entered circulation show heavy wear from years of use. These coins typically hold no extra value. But coins that were carefully preserved, remaining in pristine, uncirculated condition, can be worth far more than face value. Collectors love coins with sharp details, original luster, and no signs of damage. Now, what really excites collectors are error varieties, and the North Carolina quarter has its share. Some examples feature striking issues, such as double die obverse or reverse varieties, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a die misalignment. This doubling can often be seen in the lettering or numbers, making the coin instantly unique. Another rare type of error is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned on the coin blank, leaving a portion of the coin blank and giving the design a shifted appearance. Off-center strikes are highly collectible because each one is one of a kind. There have also been reports of North Carolina quarters struck on the wrong planchets. This means the coin was accidentally struck on a blank intended for another denomination, such as a nickel or even a foreign coin blank. These errors are extremely rare and are always in high demand by error collectors, and then there are the high-grade mint state examples, certified by professional grading services. When a North Carolina quarter achieves a grade of MS 67 or higher, its value skyrockets. These coins are considered nearly flawless, and collectors will pay a premium for them. What makes the North Carolina quarter even more appealing is its historical significance. It doesn't just represent a state, it commemorates an event that changed the course of human history, the first successful powered flight. For collectors who love coins with stories, this one is a must-have. The design, combined with its error varieties and high-grade rarity, makes it one of the standout issues of the early 2000s. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value reveal. While most North Carolina quarters are worth only their face value, certain rare error coins or coins in perfect mint condition have sold for absolutely incredible amounts of money. and here's the big reveal. One rare and valuable example of the North Carolina State Quarter from 2001 has been valued at an unbelievable $79,000. Yes, $79,000 for a single 25-cent coin. Just imagine holding one of these treasures in your hand. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a piece of history, a collector's dream, and potentially a life-changing find. So, the next time you come across a North Carolina quarter, don't be too quick to spend it. Look closely at the details, check the lettering, examine the strike, and always pay attention to condition. You never know, you might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable quarters ever made. Top 3. We're taking a closer look at one of the most exciting coins from the United States State Quarters program, the Indiana State Quarter from 2002. Now, you may think of a quarter as just spare change in your pocket, but what if I told you that certain examples of this coin have sold for truly life-changing amounts of money? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll discover just how much one of these rare Indiana quarters can be worth. Let's start with a little background. The State Quarters program, which began in 1999, was created to honor each of the 50 states with a unique design. Every year, 5 new quarters were released, and millions of Americans got hooked on the idea of collecting them all. In 2002, Indiana got its turn, and its quarter quickly became one of the most popular issues in the series. The reverse side of the Indiana quarter is filled with symbolism. At the center, you'll see an image of a race car, representing Indiana's proud connection to auto racing, and specifically the Indianapolis 500, one of the most famous motor races in the world. The car is surrounded by 19 stars, symbolizing Indiana's status as the 19th state to join the Union back in 1816. Beneath this imagery, you'll see the state's name and the year of its admission into the Union. The design perfectly reflects Indiana's unique identity, blending its cultural heritage with its racing legacy. On the obverse side, as with all the state quarters, is the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. But while the obverse looks similar to every other quarter in the series, the reverse design of the Indiana coin makes it instantly recognizable to collectors. Now let's get into what really excites coin collectors: rarity and condition. With over 700 million Indiana quarters minted across both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, you might be wondering, how could a coin minted in such huge numbers possibly be valuable? The answer lies in condition and, most importantly, in minting errors. Most Indiana quarters went directly into circulation, bouncing around in pockets, cash registers, and coin jars. These circulated coins rarely hold any extra value beyond 25 cents. But when a coin survives in pristine, uncirculated condition, free from scratches, with sharp details and brilliant luster, it immediately catches the attention of collectors. And when such a coin achieves an extremely high grade from professional grading services, its value can multiply many times over. But condition is only one piece of the puzzle. What really makes some Indiana quarters worth thousands of dollars are the fascinating errors and varieties that occurred during production. For example, there are double die errors, where parts of the design, like the lettering or the stars, appear doubled. This doubling happens because of a misalignment during the die-making process, and it gives the coin a unique and unmistakable look. Another type of valuable error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet isn't perfectly aligned with the dies during striking, resulting in a design that appears shifted to one side, often leaving a blank crescent of space on the coin. Each off-center strike is unique, and collectors love them because they showcase the unpredictable nature of minting errors. Then there are coins struck on the wrong planchet, which is an error that happens when a blank intended for another denomination, say, a dime or even a foreign coin, ends up being used for a quarter. These are extremely rare, but when they appear, they're considered treasures because they represent a once-in-a-lifetime mistake at the mint. The Indiana quarter also has its share of die cracks, cuts, and other striking anomalies that make certain examples stand out. Each of these small imperfections can add character to a coin and increase its collector appeal. Now, what truly sets the Indiana quarter apart is its theme. The Indianapolis 500 is not just a race, it's a global event that brings attention to Indiana every single year. For collectors, the race car design is exciting and symbolic, making the coin more appealing than some of the more traditional state designs. That combination of historical significance, cultural symbolism, and minting oddities has cemented the Indiana quarter as a favorite in the series, but here's the most exciting part: the value. While an ordinary Indiana quarter that you find in your change is only worth 25 cents, certain rare examples with dramatic errors or in pristine mint condition have fetched astonishing amounts of money at auction. Collectors, always searching for the rarest and most perfect coins, are willing to pay top dollar for these hidden gems, and now for the reveal you've been waiting for. One extraordinary example of the Indiana State Quarter from 2002, featuring a rare minting error in near-perfect condition, has been valued at an unbelievable $77,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $77,000 for a single 25-cent coin. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these in your collection or even in your change. That's the magic of coin collecting. Every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story comes with a fortune attached. So, the next time you come across an Indiana quarter, take a closer look. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet errors. You never know, you could be holding a rare and valuable treasure worth far more than its face value. Top 4. We're turning our attention to one of the most intriguing and beautifully designed coins in the United States State Quarters program, the Arkansas State Quarter from 2003. You might think of quarters as ordinary pocket change, but believe me, this one has a story worth listening to carefully. Some examples of this coin have been valued at jaw-dropping amounts, and by the end of this video, I'll reveal just how much one of these Arkansas quarters can be worth. Let's start with some background. The State Quarters program, which began in 1999, aimed to showcase the history, culture, and natural beauty of each of the 50 states. Arkansas was the 25th state to be honored in this series, with its quarter released in 2003. That means the Arkansas quarter marked the halfway point of the entire program, making it even more special in the eyes of collectors. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. On the reverse side of the Arkansas quarter, you'll find a rich combination of symbols. At the center is a beautiful diamond, representing Arkansas as the site of the only diamond-producing mine in the United States. Just below the diamond, you'll notice a graceful mallard duck flying above a body of water, symbolizing the state's abundant wildlife and natural resources. Behind the duck and diamond is a stand of tall rice stalks, paying tribute to Arkansas's role as one of the leading rice-producing states in the nation. This design is striking because it brings together three elements that perfectly summarize the state's identity: natural beauty, agricultural wealth, and rare geological treasures. Above the imagery is the word Arkansas, and below are the inscriptions 1836, the year Arkansas joined the Union, and 2003, the year the quarter was issued. The obverse side of the coin carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, a design that ties all the state quarters together, but the real excitement comes when we talk about rarity and value. The Arkansas quarter was minted in the hundreds of millions at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, which means that ordinary circulated examples are plentiful and usually worth no more than face value. However, as every coin collector knows, it's not about how many were minted, it's about how many survived in pristine condition and what rare errors may exist. Condition plays a critical role in value. Most Arkansas quarters that went into circulation show scratches, dings, and heavy wear. But when you find one in mint state condition, with sharp details and full luster, its value increases significantly. Coins that have been professionally graded at the highest levels, like MS 67 or higher, can sell for impressive sums. Now, let's talk about the really exciting part: minting errors. The Arkansas State Quarter is known to have some fascinating error varieties that collectors chase after. For instance, some examples show doubling in the inscriptions or design elements, a type of error called a double die. When this happens, letters or numbers may look slightly overlapped or shadowed, making the coin unique and more valuable. Another error type is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned during striking, causing the design to be shifted to one side and leaving part of the coin blank. Off-center errors are instantly eye-catching and are always in high demand. There are also coins struck on the wrong planchet, where the quarter design is mistakenly stamped on a blank intended for a different coin, such as a nickel or dime. These wrong planchet errors are rare and can make a coin incredibly valuable because they're so unusual. Die cracks, cuts, and other small striking flaws also appear in some Arkansas quarters, and while they may not be as dramatic as a wrong planchet error, they still add character and collectible appeal. Every unique feature can make a coin more desirable, especially when combined with excellent condition. Beyond the errors and condition, the Arkansas quarter carries strong collector appeal because of its design and symbolism. The diamond on the coin represents the famous crater of Diamond State Park, where visitors can search for real diamonds to this very day. That makes the design particularly meaningful, as it connects a piece of circulating currency to a real and tangible treasure. The mallard duck, meanwhile, highlights the state's rich outdoor traditions, from hunting to birdwatching, while the rice stalks emphasize its role in feeding not only America but the world. This combination of symbolism and artistry makes the Arkansas quarter stand out in the state quarters program, and when you pair that with its era varieties, you have a coin that collectors truly value. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. While most Arkansas quarters will only ever be worth 25 cents, certain rare examples, especially those featuring dramatic minting errors and preserved in near-perfect condition, have sold for absolutely staggering amounts of money. And here's the big reveal: one extraordinary example of the Arkansas State Quarter from 2003 has been valued at an astonishing $75,000. Yes, $75,000 for a single quarter. Just imagine finding something like that sitting unnoticed in your coin jar or collection. That's the magic of coin collecting. It turns everyday change into pieces of history and, sometimes, into life-changing treasures. So the next time you come across an Arkansas quarter from 2003, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Look closely for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet features. Check its condition, and if you think you found something special, consider having it graded by a professional service. Who knows, you could be holding a rare gem worth more than you ever dreamed. Top 5. We are going to talk about one of the most stunning coins in the entire United States State Quarter series. This is the Oklahoma State Quarter, released in 2008. On the surface, it might just look like another piece of pocket change, but what if I told you that certain rare examples of this coin have sold for incredible amounts of money? In fact, one special version of this Oklahoma quarter has been valued at a jaw-dropping sum, which I'll reveal to you at the end of this video. So make sure you listen carefully, because every detail could help you spot a hidden treasure in your own coin collection. Let's begin with a bit of history. The State Quarters program ran from 1999 until 2008, featuring unique designs for each of the 50 states. It was one of the most popular coin programs ever launched by the U.S. Mint, sparking a massive wave of collecting enthusiasm across the country. People of all ages searched through their change, coin rolls, and even bank bags to find these limited designs as they were released. Now, Oklahoma's quarter was the 46th in the series, celebrating the Sooner State, and it made its debut in January 2008. This release came during the very last year of the program, which adds to its importance. Collectors who have been following the series from the start were especially eager to complete their sets by this point, so the Oklahoma quarter holds a special place in that journey. The design of this coin is breathtaking. On the reverse side, you'll see the scissor-tailed flycatcher, the official state bird of Oklahoma, soaring gracefully above a field of wildflowers. These flowers are the Indian blanket, which is Oklahoma's state wildflower. Together, they create one of the most elegant and artistic designs in the entire quarter program. The bird's wings stretch wide, giving the impression of motion and freedom, while the field of blossoms fills the background with natural beauty. The inscriptions include Oklahoma, the year, 2008, and of course the motto, E Pluribus Unum. On the obverse, the design remains consistent with all state quarters, showing the familiar profile of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan but slightly modified for the State Quarter series. Now, let's dive into the real heart of the story: rarity, condition, and those all-important errors. While millions of Oklahoma quarters were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, not all of them are created equal. The vast majority are ordinary circulation strikes worth only 25 cents. But the value climbs when we're talking about coins in pristine, mint state condition. Coins graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services can sell for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars, because so few survive without scratches, bag marks, or dull surfaces, but what really excites collectors are the error coins. The Oklahoma quarter has been reported with several types of striking and planchet errors that dramatically increase its value. For example, some coins show doubling on the inscriptions or details of the bird and flowers, known as a double die error. This doubling makes the design look like it has a shadow or second outline, and these errors are always in high demand. Another type of error is the off-center strike. Imagine looking at your Oklahoma quarter and noticing that the design is shifted far to one side, leaving a blank crescent of space on the other. These off-center errors can range from minor misalignments to dramatic shifts that make part of the design disappear entirely. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. There are also wrong planchet errors, which occur when a quarter design is accidentally struck on a blank meant for another coin, such as a dime or a foreign coin. These rare mistakes create coins of unusual size or weight, and they are considered incredible finds by collectors. Even smaller errors, such as die cracks, cuts, and clipped planchets, add interest and value to Oklahoma quarters. Die cracks appear as raised lines across the coin where the die itself fractured, while cuts show as missing sections of the design caused by die breaks. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing from the edge, are another variety collectors chase after. The combination of these errors, together with superb condition, is what turns a common Oklahoma quarter into a rare and expensive treasure. But beyond rarity and errors, this coin carries significant collector appeal simply because of its artistry and symbolism. The scissor-tailed flycatcher is a beloved bird in Oklahoma, known for its long tail feathers and graceful flight. The Indian blanket wildflowers fill the fields of the state each summer, adding vibrant color to the landscape. Together, they capture the natural spirit of Oklahoma in a way that's both meaningful and memorable. This emotional connection makes the coin not only a piece of currency but also a piece of state pride. And now we come to the moment you've all been waiting for. While most Oklahoma quarters will always remain at face value, a select few have shocked collectors with their value at auctions and private sales. These are the rare coins that combine perfect condition with dramatic errors, making them extraordinary finds. So here is the big reveal. One rare Oklahoma state quarter from 2008 has been valued at an astonishing $73,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $73,000 for a single quarter that many people would overlook as just pocket change. That's the magic of coin collecting. Ordinary coins can turn into extraordinary treasures when rarity, errors, and condition all come together. So, if you happen to come across an Oklahoma quarter, take a closer look. Examine the details, check the condition, and don't be afraid to research errors. Who knows, you could be holding onto a tiny piece of metal that's worth more than you ever imagined. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Oklahoma State Quarter and you want to learn more about other valuable coins, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another exciting video. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your pocket change bring you treasures beyond your imagination.